power to unite the entire village, the courage to stand up to any and everyone, the tenacity to never give up. My bar, Keiji, are you sure you're not a god? Hello everyone, this is Shaggy, once again diving into Higurashi Go. This time it's episode 12, perhaps the best episode, at least so far, of this series. We see immediately that Keiichi and the school group have been able to gain a decent number of allies. There's the baseball team they beat a few days earlier, the staff of Angel Mort, as well as the otaku customers that pestered Shion in the last arc, and even Irie and Tomitake and Takano. Having adults on your side really helps, especially when they bring signs and sashes and headbands demanding that CWS help Sadako. But it's not enough. CWS doesn't even see the entire group, saying that all the meeting rooms are occupied, and they insist on monitoring Sadako, only promising to make a decision sometime within a month, which is unacceptable. Sadako broke down in the classroom after just a few days. What could a few weeks do to her? That night, there's a meeting in Hinamizawa about the upcoming cotton drifting festival, and Mion invites Keiji to tag along. All the village elders have heard a lot about the energetic new youth, after all. So, the entire gang goes and sees the former headquarters of the Onigafuji Defensive Alliance, where major decisions were made during the Dam War. They also meet the mayor, Kimiyoshi, who was referenced in the previous arc, so we have a face to go along with the name. But there's trouble. The village council is pressuring the group to stop their protest against CWS. And this is where things get complicated. Ever since the Dam War, Hinamizawa has tried to work together with the local government. Instead of enemies, they're allies. This only makes sense, as hostility between the government and Hinamizawa wouldn't help anything, only cause more problems. Also, it helps the village a lot, as the government gives money to help support it. So, the council feels the need to listen to CWS, a part of the government, and let them do what they're doing. This is easily rebuked by the group, as they point out that Hinamizawa should never kneel to a group that's trying to suppress them, even using Kimiyoshi's own words against him. He and the others fought in the Dam War to protect the village, and now Keiichi and the gang are doing the same to protect a citizen of Hinamizawa. The spirit of the Onigafuji Alliance practically demands that the council support them. The village has to support every individual. But then the other problem rears its head. The Hojo family. Traitors to the village for supporting the dam project, they are despised, even in death, and Sadako pays the price, simply for being their daughter. But, as Mion says, nobody actually hates Sadako, and most people think the grudge against the Hojos should be forgotten. They simply can't say so out loud, or stand by such a statement, out of fear of reprisal from other villagers. Rather, from one particular villager. Kimiyoshi agrees to fight against the government, agrees to fight to protect Sadako, but he can't offer the full support of the village council unless he gets the okay from Oryo, the current head of the Sonozaki family and grandmother to Mion and Shion. As arguably the most powerful person in the village, Oryo and her grudge against the Hojos have kept the discrimination going amongst the villagers. So Keiichi goes to have a word with her. And boy, what words he has. Keiichi and the foul-mouthed matriarch trade intense barbs. He threatens to kill her, she orders her goons to murder him. It's wild, but he never relents, bowing his head to beg her for her support, then promising to strangle her as his enemy if Sadako is her enemy. The battle is amazing to see. Mion, Shion, Reina, and Irie also beg for her assistance, while Kimiyoshi and Rika, though without bowing, because they are also one of the three great families, they plead for Oryo to help Sadako as well. Keiichi doesn't let up, but Mion and Shion's mother demands they stop, due to Oryo's health. The gang feels a little defeated, but it's not before long before the twins' mother comes out with Kimiyoshi to tell them that Oryo has given her acceptance. The entire village will now support Keiichi in protesting against CWS. It turns out that Oryo felt that she had to keep hating the Hojo family when she wanted the village to forgive them. complicated power dynamics are great, right? With the backing of the village now, Keiichi and the gang are ready to take the fight to CWS. But we have to wait until next week to see how it goes. But hopefully, it goes well. A couple of things I want to point out about the episode before I conclude. Mion, Shion, and their mother refer to Oryo as Oni Baba, a term which means essentially demon hag. It's a fitting term, as we see when she's arguing with Keiichi, but besides describing her well, it also fits because of the old name of Hinamizawa, Onigafuchi, or Demon's Abyss. Oryo is the demon of the Demon's Abyss. Also worth noting is Oishi slyly joining the council meeting. He just slips in and watches Keiichi yell at the group. No one acknowledges him, and he only has 2 lines, both seemingly expressing support of Keiichi and his determination and abilities. He also claps along with Irie after Keiichi's speech. Could Oishi also be placing his bet on Keiichi against CWS? As a cop, Oishi does have limits to what he can and can't do, and the terrain of CWS would be off limits to him, at least until they tell him he can interfere. Finally, when Rika and Keiichi talk at the end of the episode, she says that he can save Sadako from her fate, and he accepts her belief in him, but tells her to stop using that word, fate, and she agrees, because he showed her that destroying fate can be as easy as tearing through wet paper. He doesn't get what she means, and maybe neither do we? Keiichi hasn't been able to save anybody so far, but maybe in past universes, he was. Whatever the case, it's clear that Keiichi does have an awesome power within himself. He can bring people together, he won't back down, and he'll do whatever he can to help and protect those he cares about. He's not a perfect person, but he certainly is admirable. Okay, that's one more episode down. Next is episode 13, perhaps the end of the current arc, and I have to say that I don't know when exactly I will have my video about that episode out. The episode comes out on Christmas Eve, and I am going to be spending a lot of time with my family, so the video will probably be late, but it will be out eventually. I'll probably post updates about it on Twitter. I'm at ShaggyJebus, so look there if you want updates. Happy holidays, everyone, and remember, if we work together, we can make a miracle happen. Also, Oyashiro-sama is real, and will totally drag you into the swamp if you're bad. So, be nice to each other.